Okay, so generative AI can output a really highly detailed model. So let's take a look at the following case study over here. Initially, I want to show you how this was created. As you can see over here, we have a front view, we have the back, and we have the side views for this. And this will be the output. The mesh will look like this. And this mesh is quite dense. So we see over here a total number of faces. And let's see how we can work with this within CATIA. So CATIA, as you may know, is one of the most powerful solutions for computer-aided design. And this original element over here within the normal visualization will look like this. So if I'm going to zoom in over here, for example, towards the head of the dragon, it will look like this. In this case, if I will do a section, and let's say that I want to do this around the Z and X plane, we're going to see that the mesh intersection over here will look like this. So it does look to be filled over there. But if I will swap the visualization to wireframe, we're going to see that actually this mesh has been imported. So over here on the plus sign, import. You can import within part design only CATIA files, but within other workbenches, you can import digitization files. So this is how this was brought in over here. Now I want to discuss the main importance when working with this kind of meshes. It's mandatory that we're going to have this converted. So if I'm going to hide the initial one, so this is the STL, and I will show the automatic surface, we're going to see that the wireframe for this will be completely different. If I'm going to swap over here to be shaded, it will look like this. Also keep in mind that you can create this using automatic surface, and depending on the parameters that you're going to input, there will be some slight deviations from the original model. As you can see over here, the original mesh is with brown, the automatic surface is with gray, and we see over here various changes. For example, this detail on the wing is different. And again, if I will hide that, and I will only showcase the original mesh, we're going to see that there are some differences. So depending on the parameters that you're going to input, you can go ahead and you can obtain a much smoother surface over here. And why it's important? This is really important if you want to work within CATIA, so within CAD, you will need to have this as a surface. And for this surface, if I will go ahead and I will do the same sectioning, we're going to see that it will be hollow over here. So it's actually just the surface without any thickness over here. Now, usually with surface, you will need to work within generative shape design or other workbenches. Therefore, if you want to take this within part design, you have the possibility to apply a closed surface. And in this case, the mesh output from CATIA 3D will allow you to easily have the mesh prepared as a closed surface. So this one over here is compatible with part design. If I'm going to go within a section on the same plane, we're going to see that it will actually have material on the inside. And the main difference between this one and the original STL is that we can work within part design with this. So we can go ahead and we can do various cuts and changes to the model. So for example, if you want to change over here something on the bottom, you can easily do that. So this is why it's important to know exactly the difference between a mesh, which is an STL. Within CATIA, we'll have this color, so the brown color. Afterwards, we're going to have the surface, which will be in CATIA a gray like this, in CATIA 3DEXPERIENCE. It also used to be yellow within CATIA V5. And afterwards, we're going to have the closed surface, which will have a lighter gray texture, as you can see over here, which is usually used by part design. Okay, so this was an overview regarding generative AI being brought within CATIA. If you enjoy this kind of content, I'm going to position a similar video over here on the left side, and I will also add a subscribe button to the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.